So you've poured your heart and soul into creating the perfect design for your big event or ad campaign. It looks amazing on screen, but what if I told you the real secret to making it look incredible in real life has almost nothing to do with the design itself? Yeah, it's all about the material it's printed on, and that's what we're diving into today. So, here's the game plan. We'll kick things off by figuring out why some great designs just flop. Then we'll get to know the three main families of print materials. After that, I'm going to arm you with some serious pro tips, and we'll wrap up with a little peek into the future. All right, let's get right to it. What's the deal? Why do some designs that look absolutely stunning on a monitor end up looking, kind of cheap or just wrong when you see them in person? We've all seen this, right? Picture it. You're at a huge product launch. The CEO is up there, cameras are flashing away in front of this big, beautiful branded wall, but every single photo that comes out has this horrible, distracting glare right across the company logo. The whole shot is just ruined. And here it is, the big reveal. The culprit wasn't the designer, it wasn't the photographer, it was the material chosen for that backdrop. This is the secret ingredient, folks. It's the one thing that can make your project look like $1 million or make it a total failure. So let's get into the nitty-gritty and meet our first category of materials, the flexible rolls. Just think of giant spools of printable stuff, perfect for creating those massive, seamless graphics you see everywhere. Okay, first up is the undisputed workhorse of the industry, Flex. At its core, it's just a really tough, flexible PVC banner. It's affordable, it's durable, and it's absolutely perfect for those giant highway billboards that have to survive sun, wind, and rain. But it has a dark side. And this really says it all. For a massive sign on the side of a building, Flex is a genius choice. But the second you bring it indoors for a photo opportunity, it becomes your worst nightmare. That shiny surface is what creates that awful camera flash glare we were just talking about. So what's the solution for that perfect, professional, glare-free photo wall? You bring in the hero, fabric. This is the modern premium stuff. It's a printable polyester that just soaks up light, giving you a rich, matte finish every time. And this is a perfect lesson in using the right tool for the job. Indoors, under bright lights and camera flashes, fabric is the absolute star of the show. Flawless. But if you try to use that same banner for a long-term outdoor sign, total disaster. It's not waterproof, so it'll get heavy with rain, it'll sag, and the colors will fade fast. Okay, so that covers the big, flexible stuff. But what if your project needs some backbone? Something that can stand up on its own, like a sign or a life-size cutout? Well, for that, you need to meet the rigid sheets. And the king of this category is, without a doubt, Sunboard. You probably noticed foam board. It's amazing stuff. It's surprisingly lightweight, but it's very stiff. It's the go-to for pretty much all indoor event fabrication, like standees, 3D logos for the stage, you name it. Now, the gears are probably turning in your head, right? You're thinking, hey, if this stuff is so rigid and strong, why don't we just tile a bunch of them together to make a giant outdoor billboard? I get it. It seems logical. But this is one of the most common and most expensive mistakes you can make. And here's why that's a truly terrible idea. First, Sunboard comes in sheets, usually 4 by 8 feet, so you'd have these ugly, visible seams all over your design. Second, when you start tiling dozens of these together, the weight adds up fast and can become genuinely dangerous. Third, it is not weatherproof. It'll warp, swell, and basically fall apart in the rain. And last but not least, it's way, way more expensive than just using a single, seamless roll of Flex for the same job. All right, we've covered the rolls and the sheets. Let's move on to our final category, the adhesive films. The easiest way to think about these? They're basically giant, super high-tech, custom printable stickers. The one you'll see everywhere is self-adhesive vinyl, or just SAV. This is the magic that lets people wrap their entire car in a new color, or put giant graphics on an office wall or a storefront window. It's designed to stick perfectly to almost any smooth surface. But here's the one rule you absolutely have to remember. SAV is the skin, not the skeleton. It's amazing for covering something that's already there, but you can't just print on it and hang it up like a banner. It has zero structural strength on its own. It needs something rigid to stick onto. Okay, so now you know the players. You've met the rolls, the sheets, and the films. Now, let's talk about a few crucial pro tips that will make sure your next print project is an absolute home run. First things first, a quick word on money. Before we even look at a single number, you have to know that print pricing is all over the place. It totally depends on your city, the vendor you choose, the quality you want, and this is the big one, how much you're ordering. Volume changes everything. That said, this chart will give you a pretty decent ballpark to work with. You can see that a basic vinyl banner is usually your most cost-effective option, and printing directly onto a rigid material like sunboard is going to cost you a lot more per square foot. This just helps you budget with your eyes open. All right, this next tip is going to save you some serious cash. Never pay for print quality you don't actually need. The resolution, or DPI, you should use depends entirely on how far away someone will be when they see it. For a highway billboard people see from 100 feet away, 72 DPI is perfectly fine. But for a standee that someone's going to be 2 feet from, you need that super crisp 300 DPI. And please, listen to this one. This is maybe the most heartbreaking mistake people make. Your computer screen creates color using light. Red, green, and blue are RGB. But printers use ink, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, or CMYK. If your designer creates the file in RGB, those bright, glowing colors on your screen are going to look dull and muddy when they get printed. You have to design in CMYK from the very beginning. All right, let's wrap this up by looking at what's coming next, because being a truly savvy planner means knowing not just what works today, but what's just around the corner. There are 2 huge trends you need to have on your radar. First is sustainability. Clients are demanding greener options, so we're seeing more PVC-free banners and recyclable boards. The second is tech integration. We're talking about prints that come to life with augmented reality when you point your phone at them. That future is basically already here. So, I'll leave you with this. The next time you're working on a project, don't just ask if the design looks good. Ask yourself, is the material telling the right story? Is it saying we're premium, or we're tough, or we're innovative? Because, as you've seen today, the material isn't just a boring detail. It's a huge part of your message.